little learners. Welcome back to another fun day of learning here in our pre-K and TK classroom. I'm your teacher today, Miss Lara. Can you tell me your name? I'm so excited that you're here, especially if you like spiders. We're learning all about spiders this week. You can tell there's a spider in my hair, and later the spider's going to travel to different places for our song. But first, I'm going to grab my 10 frame and add another magnet because today is day 2 of the 5 days that we're going to be studying spiders together. See, 1, 2, only 3 days left. So let's sing our spider song together to get our day started, and then we have lots of fun books to share. So remember, if you don't have a spider like I do, you can use your hands and make your hand your spider. Oh no, there's a spider. Okay, ready? This song goes like this. There's a spider on my knee, on my knee. Oh gee! There's a spider on my knee, on my knee. Oh gee! I keep telling it to go, but it always tells me no. There's a spider on my knee, on my knee. Oh gee! Now there's a spider on my nose, on my nose. I froze. There's a spider on my nose, on my nose. I froze. I keep telling it to go, but it keeps telling me no. There's a spider on my nose, on my nose. I froze. Now the spider's on my belly, on my belly. Whoa, Nelly. There's a spider on my belly, on my belly. Whoa, Nelly. I keep telling it to go, but it keeps telling me no. There's a spider on my belly, on my belly. Whoa, Nelly. Now the spider's on my hair, on my hair. Goodness, where? There's a spider on my hair, on my hair. Goodness, where? I keep telling it to go, but it keeps telling me no. There's a spider on my hair, on my hair. Goodness, where? All right. So I hope that you enjoyed that song, and remember, the spider can help you learn the different parts of your body so you can experiment with putting it on your elbows, on your shoulders, on your ankles. All right, let's put our spider down for now, and I think it's time to read Mrs. Maria's letter. Here we go. Now remember, to be strong readers, we need to learn the basics, which is tracking. So we start on the left and slide to the right. This is the left, this is the right. When we read, we start at the left and slide to the right. Okay, let's read. Dear Miss Lara, okay, I get it. Some spiders are not that scary. What do you think? Are some spiders not that scary? Ooh, I don't know. They can even be helpful. That's true. In our book yesterday, we learned that they eat about 76 pounds of insects per year. Ooh. Do you have any books where the main character is a spider? Love a friend. So the main character is who the book is about. And I actually think Miss Maria left me a book here in her mail that has a main character that's a spider. Ooh, this book is called Anansi the Spider. It's a tale from the Ashanti. Now you'll notice that this spider looks a little bit different. This tale is actually a folk tale. A folk tale is a story that's been passed down from person to person from a long time ago, and sometimes it's not even written down. Now before we watch our video story, I want to show you where this story is from. This folk tale is actually from a place in Africa, right here's a map, called Ghana, right there. And if you want to learn more about it, you can check out books about Africa at your local library. But right now, I want us to learn the story of Anansi the Spider, the tale from Ashanti. So let's watch our video story together. It's story time. Anansi the Spider, a tale from the Ashanti, adapted and illustrated by Gerald McDermott and retold by Miss Lara. Anansi, he is Spider to the Ashanti people. In Ashantiland, people love this story of Kwaku Anansi. Time was, Anansi had 6 sons. First son was called Sea Trouble. He had the gift of seeing trouble a long way off. Second son was Road Builder. Thirsty son was River Drinker. Next son was Game Skinner. Another son was Stone Thrower. And last of sons was Cushion. He was very soft. All were good sons of Anansi. One time, Anansi went a long way from home. He got lost. He fell into trouble. Back home was son Sea Trouble. "Father is in danger," he cried. He knew it quickly, and he told those other sons. Road Builder's son said, "Follow me." Off he went, making a road. They went fast, those 6 brothers, gone to help Anansi. Where is father now? Fish has swallowed him. Anansi is inside fish. River Drinker took a big drink. No more river. Then Game Skinner helped Father Anansi. He split open fish. More trouble came right then. Falcon took Anansi up in the sky. "Quick now, Stone Thrower." The stone hit Falcon. Anansi fell through the sky. Now Cushion ran to help Father. Very soft, Anansi came down. All home again that night, Kwaku Anansi found a thing in the forest. What is this? A great globe of light? Oh, mysterious and beautiful. I shall give this to my son, said Anansi, to the son who rescued me. But which son of 6? Which deserves the prize? Nyame, can you help me? Oh, Nyame, called Anansi. For Ashanti people, Nyame is the god of all things. Anansi asked this of Nyame, please hold the beautiful globe of light until I know which son should have it for his own. And so they tried to decide which son deserved the prize. They tried, but they could not decide. They argued all night. Nyame saw this. The god of all things, he took the beautiful white light into the sky. He keeps it there for all to see. It is still there. It will always be there. It is there tonight. And that is the tale of Anansi the spider. So what did you think of the story of Anansi the spider? I wanted to show you my favorite part of the book. My favorite part was when Anansi the spider was almost eaten up by Falcon, and then one of his sons, Stone Thrower, threw the stone right at the Falcon and dropped Anansi. And then Cushion, another son, was able to help him not fall so hard. So I hope that you check out this book. It's worth reading more than once. All right, let's move over to our foundational skill, which is retelling the story today. So I'm going to leave my book here so that we can use it in case we have any questions. Now you'll remember retelling the story is using pictures or words to tell what the story is about. So I have my little picture of Anansi here, since he's the main character of the story. We're going to walk through what happened with Anansi throughout the story. So you'll remember Anansi was a spider, and he had some sons, right? He had 6 sons, and each of those sons had a different gift. So let's count how many sons are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then one day Anansi decided that he's going to go for a walk up a hill. And he was having a great time until something happened. Something ate Anansi all up. Do you remember what it was? It swims in the ocean. That's right, a large fish ate Anansi. That was the first time that he got in trouble in the story, and he was right inside there. What was Anansi gonna do? That's right, he called one of his sons, and his son came over and gutted the fish. That means he cut the fish open so Anansi could get out. So as he was walking, there's more trouble. Oh no! Let's see, the second time that Anansi got in trouble was when a falcon came in and swooped down and picked Anansi up. Oh no! And the falcon was about to get away with Anansi when his son Stone Thrower threw a stone right at the falcon, too, and hit him so that Anansi fell from the sky. But if he falls and hits the ground from that high up, what'll happen? Splat! Luckily, he had another son that was like a cushion, very soft, so Anansi fell on his son. But then he had a decision to make. He said, my sons are so good. I have 6 sons. I want one of them to have this special bright thing that I found here by the hill. But who is he going to give it to? Remember, all of his sons helped. Oh no, so he called out to the God of all things, which in Ashanti is Nyame, and he said, please help me. Who am I going to give this to? And they argued and argued, and they couldn't decide. So Nyame, the God of all things, took that bright orb and put it way up in the sky. And it's there every night, and it might be there tonight too. Will you find out? Take a look when you go outside. Take a look at the night sky and see if you see the bright orb. And remember the story of Ashanti the spider. So thank you for helping me retell the story. Now we're going to move over to our project place. We're actually going to make an Ashanti hat. We're going to make an Anansi hat like a spider dressed kind of in the style of our text right here. So let me bring it over to our project place. All right. So let's take a look at our spider here. Anansi the spider. Do you notice that it has different shapes? So let's see, it has a triangle mouth and kind of a triangle body and maybe a rectangle head and some circle eyes and triangle eyebrows. And it has 8 legs, just like all spiders do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I thought it would be really fun for you to make a hat that you can wear just like the spider on my head that'll remind you of this story. So for this project, you're going to need some black paper, and actually I brought the extra long paper. But if you don't have that, you can use whatever paper you have and just glue it or tape it or staple it together to make a really long piece. And you're going to need other scraps of paper that you may have. So I have some really bright pieces of paper here, just like our story, so it kind of matches. You're also going to need some glue. You can use a glue stick as well if you don't have this kind of glue, and some scissors, and of course a stapler. Almost forgot that. So to make our hat, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a long piece of black paper like this, and we're actually going to measure the circumference of our head. Now I know what you're thinking, circumference, what's that? It's the measurement of all the way around your head, like this, because you're gonna want your hat to sit on that. Now, because Miss Laura's head's a little large, because I'm a grown-up, I might need 2 pieces of paper like this to kind of make it fit. So I'm gonna staple them together. You probably won't need 2 long pieces. I think you would just need 1 because your head is still growing. So look, I have my long piece of paper. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and kind of figure out where you want your hat to be. So I want the staple side on the side there and kind of measure around. You can make a little mark where it kind of lands. I kind of put my finger there and know. So then cut off all the parts that you're not going to need. So this is going to be our hat piece. So the next part is we're actually going to create a Anansi. So if you'll notice in the text, he has a black head, kind of like a triangle shape. So don't waste paper. You can actually use what was left of your hat to create the head. Here we go. A rectangle shape is like this. It has 2 sides that are a little shorter and 2 sides that are longer. All right, and we're gonna glue it on. So let's glue it on. We'll glue it on this side. Here we go. Open up my glue. And I want you to start thinking about a body. What shape shall we make the body? In our text, the body is a large triangle shape. So maybe we make a large triangle for the body. What do you think? Okay, let's use our excess paper and we're actually gonna make a large triangle. Now to make a triangle, you just kind of cut down the sides like this at an angle, just down the sides. And it has 3 sides like this, kind of a point, 3 points, doesn't it? We're gonna use that to make our body. Now, you can't really see them because of the black hat and the black head and the black body, but now we're gonna add the details before we add any of the legs. So here's what it's looking like so far. Here's our head and here's our body. So now it's time to make it very colorful like in our text. The first thing I'm gonna do is so Ashanti can see or Nancy can see is cut out some eyes. I think I'm gonna make some white eyes. So I'm going to cut out a piece of white paper that I have here. You use whatever you have. This might even be a nice project for some chalk. Oof. Let's see, I cut mine in half, stacked them, and now I'm going to make an oval. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, only I know, and stop. There's our 2 eyes. I'm going to glue them down. And then our spider, because it's from Africa and the style is kind of very specific to the folk kind of stories that are told there, has a little band on the top right here. Do you notice that? We're actually going to make that with some orange. So I'm going to cut 2 strips like that. What do you think those bands represent? Will you research it and let me know? I'd be really interested to find out. Okay, there's the 2 bands. And mine are a little long, so I'm just going to cut them like this. Oops, there we are. Now you're going to take your time making yours. I have to go a little bit fast because we're in TV land over here, so I have to make it go a little quicker. Ooh, next I'm going to make some eyebrows. So I have to cut out 2 triangles for some eyebrows. That's pretty fun, huh? I love making details like this to my art or my crafts because I can start to see when they come alive. We're actually going to put the eyebrows right up here. Anansi is getting some form. Here we go. I'll show you what it's looking like and then you can help me decide what other things I might include. So here's what our Anansi hat is looking like so far. There we go. Next we're going to need, let's see, how about a smile just like this one? Yeah. All right, what color shall I use? I think I'll use green. Let's do that. Now the smile I've noticed is a triangle, kind of like that. Ooh. kind of lopsided. Do you know what that word means? Remember we talked about symmetry in our last project? Lopsided is when two things are not the same. Two sides are not the same. So here's my triangle, and I noticed in the text it's kind of open like this. So it needs like, there we go. Now you can do it however you want. So here's this. Then I'll do a top part. Okay, here's what it's looking like. I think it's looking good. It's getting there. Now we need to decorate its body. Now, did you know that some spiders have stuff on their body too that indicate whether they're poisonous or not? I'm thinking of the black widow spider. The female has like a red hourglass on its belly that lets you know, don't come near me. I will bite you, and I'm venomous and poisonous. So I'm going to cut out some more triangles here. Bright colored paper. And I'm just going to put them down right here. They almost look like pink fangs on my spider, Nancy. Putting it down here. There's 1 and 2. And maybe I'll add one last triangle to the bottom. I think with my orange paper. Let's do that. And of course, you know that I save all of these pieces of paper for another project. No throwing things away. So hopefully you can start your scrap pile too. Okay, here goes the bottom. I'm actually going to turn it. And then I'll tell you what we need to do the last bit. So there's our hat so far. Now we need to add some legs. Now, do you remember how many legs a spider has? Yes, that's right, 8 legs. That's what makes it different from an insect. An insect only has 6. That and spiders ruthlessly, viciously kill insects. Maybe not so ruthlessly, a little bit viciously. So I'm going to cut out some strips of paper like this, my black, and I'm actually going to show you a technique for making really cool spider legs that move around. Now, I thought that studying spiders was really important in this month of October because as you go around to different stores, you might see some spooky things in stores, like spiders or skeletons, and now you can look at them and go, oh, that's a spider. We're learning about them in Miss Lara's class. They have 8 legs, 8 eyes. They help us keep insects from not swarming and overwhelming us. And maybe you can learn more facts so it's not so scary when you go to the store. Okay, 3, 6, one more leg. One more. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stack all of our little pieces of paper that we made our legs, and I'm going to crimp them, which means I'm going to go back and forth like this. You might have to have a grown-up help you with this part just to get you started. Like this, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you have some cool spider legs. So what I'm going to do is put my hat together like this with a little staple. And then I'll put my legs on. And I might staple them on too. There's my hat so far. And we'll staple on our legs so that they are kind of flying out this way. Now, of course, a spider's legs, maybe we'll glue them. A spider's legs come out of its body. They don't come out like this, but we're making a fun hat. Make it hang just like Miss Lara's hair. Now, I might not have time to show you all 8 legs, but you make sure that you put all of them on, or somebody's going to come up to you and say, excuse me, spiders have 8 legs, not 3, not 6. Here we go. I might just do 4 here, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do next time. So there's 1. We'll do 1 more leg. Come this way, little dot. And I'll let you know what we're going to do. So here is what our Nancy hat is looking like. I'll add those when we go. So I hope that you give this a try. I'd love to see a picture if you'd love to send it in. And don't forget to check out other books. I have one more recommendation for you, and I'll leave you with that. Anansi actually has a whole series of books. This one's called Anansi and the Magic Stick. So check out that book. All right, boys and girls, come back tomorrow. We're going to continue to study spiders. I'll see you then. Goodbye.